Hi, my St. John's friends. I've been hearing one of my favorite birds lately. It's called the mourning dove. I'm actually up here near a little clubhouse that I built years ago up here on a little hillside above our house. And I don't actually get up here that often anymore, but it's a fun place to come for a little peace and quiet. And it is a place where I hear this beautiful bird. You might hear it right now, actually. Did you catch that? It reminds me of the peace and calm that can come as a gift to each of us, like a bird that has a higher vantage point that can see to the horizon. You know, the psalmist says, "My heart is steadfast, O God, for great is your love. It's higher than the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies." I love that. What would it mean for you right now to feel steadfast this week like the psalmist? So much around us is not what I would call steadfast. How about you? I mean, we're in information overload, and not much of it is helping us to relax or feel steadfast. Dr. Julie Ansis of the New Jersey Institute of Technology points out that the ground is always kind of shifting beneath our feet right now, and we get so much contradictory information. It's changing one minute by the next. One day we're told that social distancing at 6 feet is absolutely ideal. The next moment we're told, well, maybe it's more like 36 feet. That would be safer. One day we're told that we can't get the virus from our pets. The next moment we read in the paper that some cat got it, and then I'm looking at my own cat with a lot of suspicion. One day we're told that the sun can kill the virus, so everybody wants to go out to the beach. And then the next day we're told, no, it doesn't do that. One day we're told that certain medicines are potentially life-saving. And then the next day we're told that those same medicines are actually dangerous. One day we're told that the virus can't survive on surfaces. The next day we're told, well, it actually can survive on certain surfaces depending upon where that surface is, like whether it's plastic or glass or paper, and so on and so on. So we're bombarded by information and by misinformation. And it's hard to make sense of it all, right? We obviously have to be careful about where we're getting the information, and we need to be consulting recognized experts, epidemiologists, infectious disease doctors, microbiologists, experts in the field who are informed by available research. And if we're already prone to anxiety or fear about, contamination or getting sick, the media's relentless focus on this is not going to probably help either. Each day when we get up, the radio station that I turn into is gauging the threat level, whether it's high or whether it's low. And I'm told where we are on a daily graph that measures, how we're doing. I'm sure you've noticed that too. The changing number of new cases, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. The number of new deaths. God bless every single one of those lives that's been lost. The risk of being infected, the accuracy of different kinds of tests, the effectiveness of stay-at-home measures, or the rise and fall of the stock market depending on the latest news. It's just crazy making. And we're asking ourselves every morning, are we in the high risk zone? Is it getting worse? Or is the risk dropping? Are things getting better? Or are they about the same? I want you to try an experiment for a moment on a piece of paper. Try drawing two lines that intersect at the lower left-hand corner to make a graph. And think about on the vertical axis, write the numbers 1 to 5, with 1 at the bottom representing little or no emotion, and 5 representing very strong emotion. And then on the horizontal axis, make 5 more marks evenly spaced and record some events and people during this past week that have elicited some kind of strong emotion in your life and in the order in which they occurred. And I bet you if you and I compared our graphs right now, some of our graphs would look like a wild roller coaster this week. I knew I had a few low points. How about you? And I also had some really high points as well. Other graphs, maybe some of you are more like a gently rolling wave. But I rarely find someone who says that they feel no emotion at all, especially these days, right? My heart is steadfast, O God. That's what the psalmist says. Not my heart is cheerful or my heart is happy and carefree all the time, but instead he says my heart is steadfast. And that Hebrew word for steadfast, nakon, beautiful word, it can mean determined or established or certain, but my favorite definition is the word ready. It means something more like, Lord, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for anything. And what's the basis for that readiness? And the psalmist tells us straight out, he says, for great is your love, higher than the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Isn't that awesome? In other words, if you were asked to measure the heights of God's love and faithfulness over time on a graph, you would see no fluctuations. You would see no undulating rise or fall. You would see no sudden spikes of God's love or terrifying drops like the stock market on our own or our own fluctuating emotions from one day to the next. In fact, you wouldn't see anything at all on that imaginary graph because God's love is literally off the charts. The psalmist says it reaches to the skies. It's above the heavens. There's no limit. And knowing that God is steadfast and that his love reaches to the skies and that everything must fit into his perfect, off-the-charts love for this world can give us a different view, like that beautiful morning dove high up in the treetops. And my friends, that viewpoint is God's gift to you and me, right here, right now. That's something else for us to think about. May God's steadfast love be his gift to you this week. Go in peace.